Ark 2 has been delayed until 2024. However, the good news is that Ark Survival Evolved is going to get a next-gen version called Ark Survival Ascended out in August later this year. This is now the second time that Ark 2 has been delayed, and it makes me wonder, are they changing things because of the negative backlash from the Ark community about the fact that Ark 2 is supposedly a third-person Souls-like game? If you are an Ark Survival Evolved fan and you didn't know that Ark 2 was going to be a Souls-like, you'd be incredibly shocked by what I've just said, I'd imagine. Something else to consider is the fact that this new version of the original Ark is going to be something that we have to pay for again. It also appears that the DLC for Ark Survival Evolved Survival Ascended won't actually be included in the price of the game, despite the fact that all of the DLC is now coming up to, well, quite a few years old. What do you guys think about this? Are you happy? Are you sad? Comment down below, I'm curious. And if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed and like the video, please and thank you. Me personally, a lot of you guys from TikTok will know that every year I do an annual playthrough of Ark. I think when I played through Ark in November, it gained me around 70,000 followers over there. And I think this is both a good thing and a bad thing. Because while I am a big fan of Souls-like games, like I'm a huge fan of Dark Souls, I don't think it suits the whole purpose of Ark. For me, the purpose of Ark is it's a dinosaur survival simulator. And a lot of the fun is treating it a bit like it's Pokemon. Like, I don't even know if we're going to be able to tame dinosaurs in the same way that we can in the original Ark. I'm a little bit concerned about Ark 2. It was one of the games that I was most excited for coming into this year, but now, I'm not sure. Especially if you combine that with the fact that the original Ark wasn't very good until a lot of time had passed. And even today, die-hard Ark players will tell you, the game is dumb, it is buggy, it is often broken, it is not very well optimized. Does this mean that Ark 2 will have the same problem? I guess we'll find out. What do you guys think about game delays in the first place? Do you think they're a good thing or a bad thing? Because in recent years, we've had quite a few games get released unfinished or just straight up broken. So sometimes I think delaying a game can be a good thing to make sure that the game that does get released is actually worth paying full price for. Whereas a lot of developers seem to think that because they're able to patch things after the fact, that they can just upload the game, get the money, and then fix it later, if they feel like it. Me personally, I'm more excited for Ark Survival Ascended than I am Ark 2 at this point. Just because for me, if I wanted to play a Souls-like game, I would go and play Dark Souls, I would go and play Neo, I'd go and play Sekiro, I'd go and play Bloodborne. I'd do that a few times every year anyway. I didn't need a dinosaur Souls-like. However, I do feel a bit bad for Wildcard because I think this is one of those where they probably just can't win. Because if they didn't change very much from the original Ark, they would just say that Ark 2 is just another cash grab, just for a bit more money. Because the DLC for Ark Survival Evolved are already different enough from the main game that some people would have considered it a sequel. Here is a statement from Wildcard about the delay. As we learn more about the engine and develop the sequel, we've adapted our workflow and adjusted our pipelines to accommodate this new next-gen paradigm. And because of that, everything that involves, we need more time for development. Additionally, Wildcard acknowledged that these challenges also mean that Ark 2 will not be backwards compatible, so that means no release of Ark 2 for Xbox One or PlayStation 4. And honestly, I think that's a good thing. We are 2 years now into the console's life cycle. We need to stop releasing games for the previous generation, because that is just holding games back from being better than they could be. It seems there is also going to be a way to purchase Ark Survival Ascended in a way that pre-orders you Ark 2 as well. However, I can't seem to find much information about that. And as our final piece of Ark news, it seems there is actually going to be yet another piece of canon DLC for Ark Survival Evolved 1. Even though up to now Extinction and all of the other DLCs like Genesis were supposedly the last ones. I suspect that this is just purely down to the delay, and if there wasn't a delay, this wouldn't be happening. So that's it for the Ark news today. Comment down below what you think. Does it affect you? Does it annoy you? Are you happy about it? Are you looking forward to Ark 2? Are you looking forward to Ark 1 remastered?